Yeah, by 1824, aged just 15 years old, Louis Braille had found 63 ways to use a 6-dot cell in an area no larger than a fingertip. Welcome back to the Wright Stuff Extra. Still to come, one of the UK's leading fertility experts, Zita West, is going to be taking your calls. If you want any advice on dealing with the challenges of becoming a new mum or how to work out when you're most fertile, then give us a call, text, tweet or email us. Now, 22-year-old Toby has never let anything stand in the way of adventure. He was born with anophthalmia, a rare eye condition which meant he had no eyes. Growing up was tough, but Toby threw himself into a life of extreme sports and adventure and discovered he had an extraordinary musical talent too. Please welcome Toby and his mum, Kelly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both for coming in. And you can both chat, I know that.
Yes.
But we'll start with you, Kelly, because you had no idea when Toby was born what you were going to see.
No, absolutely no idea at all. I was talking to Zita earlier on and how it was just as much a shock to the midwives as it was to us.
The scans didn't detect this?
No, not at all. So Toby, you know, was born, no eyes. You think, what are we going to do? We thought we were the only ones in the whole world. No eyes. You think, oh, help. I mean, it's different now. We've got the charity Max that's there to support children and parents and
well, just how common is the condition?
It's 1 in 100,000 children. It is so rare. You've got no one to turn to. You think you're on your own. I can even remember ringing up the Russian embassy thinking that they do operations on eyes and things like that because you just look for answers. What we decided, though, very, very early on is that this is what we've got. We can't change things, and we tried to be as positive
because there were no eyeballs, there was nothing to attach anything to. There was no way that, you know, there was no retina there, so you couldn't, there was nothing to work with.
No,
but you decided to use prosthetic eyes to help Toby's face develop.
It's not a decision that we made. You have to have prosthetic eyes or something in the eye socket, otherwise the whole orbit collapses and can cause quite severe disfigurement.
There he is a very cute little baby boy. How old is he then?
I forgot about that one. He was around about 13 months old there. It's quite interesting seeing that smile because one of the things as well that we were told very early on is that he would never smile, and because they would say that smiles, you know, you look at someone, you smile and you smile back. So they said he would never smile. But he did, and you know, he smiled very early on. The secret behind that one is Toby laughs at noises, sometimes quite naughtily, noises that shouldn't really be laughing at. And one day I was wrapping up a parcel, and I pulled the sellotape, and the noise of the sellotape made the noise, and he giggled. We got Toby to laugh in that picture that you've just shown. Pulling sellotape. I used about 7 rolls of sellotape for that picture. It was a long time ago. You know the one I mean, don't you?
Do noises still like that still make you giggle, Toby?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Particularly if someone chokes.
You've got perfect pitch, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
So
that's correct.
So you were just telling me before about how you can tell, even though you have no variation in terms of light and dark, what you see now is what you've seen your whole life, which is whatever shade that is. But you can tell when you're going under a canopy of trees, for example.
I sure can, yeah. I can tell by the echo that I'm under trees, or even driving in the countryside. I can tell when we're up high because of the air difference, and I can even tell if there's going to be a thunderstorm, can't I, Mum, normally?
He does, yeah.
Well, he tells you it's coming?
Yes. Not very good news when you're on holiday. He does, yeah.
Good for packing.
Yeah.
Now, Toby, growing up with no sight, you know, I imagine as a mother you worry so much about your children anyway that you would have great fears that you wouldn't socialise very well. It would be difficult for you to make friends, but that wasn't the case at all, was it? You had lots of pals.
I've got some very good friends who... I've got one friend who I met at primary school because I went to mainstream primary school.
You went to a normal school?
Yeah.
Normal school.
I did, yes, and I've been friends with him now for about 14 years now, and we still see each other, and he stays round a lot, and yeah, we've had great times, and we still do, so it's...
Is he one of your buds when you go off and do all your extreme events then? You're telling me you've been in a wind tunnel?
I did that on my own with one of the instructors, because he's not as much of a thrill seeker
as you are,
unfortunately. But yeah, so I went up to Bedfordshire and did the wind tunnel, because I always wanted to try it out, and it was fascinating.
And you love roller coasters?
Oh, absolutely. I've done King Dakar in New Jersey, which is like it was the fastest and highest coaster, but I think now Ferrari World has beaten that in Abu Dhabi.
You've been to Ferrari World? No. No, or you're going to go there, though, hopefully?
At some point, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. And you're brilliant at music. You're a very, very talented musician. Obviously, your perfect pitch helps. You played the piano from quite a young age. How did you learn? How did you teach, or how did they teach you to play the piano, then?
Well, I started off by doing music therapy when I was really young. And then after that, I started piano lessons when I was about four and a half.
Yeah, it was about 4, was it?
And since then, I play by ear. I just hear a piece of music from a film, and then I can sort of pick up the tune.
Oh, you're so annoying. I've been learning for the last year, and I can't even play Greensleeves. I don't know how you do it. That is just such an amazing skill to have. So your senses are so highly tuned, then. Yeah,
I'd say very highly tuned. Yeah.
Yeah, and this also lends itself to you being a very good are you a computer programmer? How do you describe your job in terms of computer games?
Well, I'm currently beta testing what's called an interactive fiction, which is a purely text-based game, and the way I'd describe it is it's like a story that you control, and you have to solve challenges, pick up objects, talk to people.
How do you do that?
You have to move around like by typing different directions, like north, south, east, west, up, down, and you have to type like get ladder or get lamp, for instance, and then you have to talk to different characters in the game to like rent a car or...
He's got an incredible skill, Kelly, obviously, to be able to do that. And just talking to him, talking to you, nothing has held you back, has it?
And also, I've now learned... I'm sort of learning now how to sort of what's called program the game and sort of what's called debug, which is like if there's any problems or mistakes, I'm now learning how to sort of get them out of the game so that it works correctly, and I'm now very good at sensing if there's something not right, and I really, really enjoy doing it. I've learned a lot, and hopefully there'll be more to come in the future.
You're incredibly talented. It must be for you from those early days of not knowing what the future held, to hear him talk and to see him living such a full life.
We're very, very proud of him. I mean, as I say, when we look back on those days, you just think, you know, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? But we've always been very positive. My family's always been very positive. My friends have always been very positive. So we haven't allowed anything to stand in Toby's way. I think, you know, that's what we've had to do. We couldn't change anything. I likened it to going, you know, on a journey or planning a holiday, and, you know, you pack your suitcase and a volcano erupts in Iceland and you don't actually get to where you thought you were going to go. You can't change anything. So we decided very early on, from when he was a couple of hours old, that this is what we've got, and we've got to be really, really...
Did it change you as a person? Has the experience of living with Toby changed your outlook?
I think it has, and living with Toby and working with him, and we've met so many wonderful people. I'm going to be honest, and I know Toby, you know, I've often said it in front of Toby, I'd have Toby seen within, you know, in 2 minutes today, you know, but Toby has never seen And
like
so he does his brow, and he hasn't known any different. And it's a bit, you know, it's hard because we look at it as if we were going to lose our sight. Toby's never had it. He's never known any different. So he's been positive. He's helped, you know, us to be positive too. So we haven't had a chance to...
And how many people do you meet, Toby, who are similar to you, have never seen anything and never had any light and shade, so they don't, you know, they don't even kind of have that image in their heads? Are you able to communicate with them on a different level, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I meet some people who have got the same condition, but a lot of my friends do have sight problems, but they can see a little bit, sort of. So they can see light, or they can see a bit, but I do have a few friends who are totally blind, and...
It's quite rare, though, isn't it, Toby?
It is rare.
Being completely blind
very rare.
is quite rare. People do.
A lot of people who I have met do have a little bit of sight, maybe not a lot, but some sight, whether it's light perception or... seeing far away or something, but it's very rare that you actually...
Toby, you're an incredible young man, and all the things that you're doing in your life as well, I think, you know, anybody living a life that full should be applauded, but I'm really so impressed and so delighted that you've come in to share your story today and raise awareness as well of...
No worries.
...anophthalmia.
And just, and if you know, anyone, you know, is linked to a child that has what we call a max condition, you're not alone. You know, we are out there.
I know, you're raising it, and you've got your skydive coming up as well.
Skydive,
At some point, I'm going to go to the wind tunnel one more time to practice, just to get the techniques right and stuff, but then I do want to do it proper.
Technique's important with the skydive.
I think it is.
We're going to put some stuff on the website as well, so if you want to know anything more about Toby's condition or the charity the family has set up, please log on to the website, channel5.com/Wright Stuff Extra. Thank you so much again, Toby.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
After the break, fertility expert